Today I want to talk to you about a new way of looking at the face. It's just a simple simile of saying the face is like a bed. The reason I like to use this analogy is that it makes it much easier for me to communicate how I like to approach the face for optimal rejuvenation. The bed, or a bed, is comprised of three elements: the mattress, which is low down, the duvet or comforter on top, and then the sheets on the very, very top. And that's exactly how I look at a face. What does all this mean? Well, the bottom portion, the mattress, is really what the foundation is to provide a really great rejuvenation for the face. And for me, the best mattress out there is a fat transfer. In other words, when we get older, our face gets more and bonier and bonier, and there's more and more exposure of our bone tissue underneath, and there really no filler can provide global rejuvenation like a fat transfer, because fat is such a soft, beautiful contour for the entire face that it really offers the most amazing rejuvenation of a tear trough, of a brow, of a cheek hollow, of a jawline, of all these little elements. It just provides this beautiful contour that really is what I like to say, like replacing like. In other words, it's fat loss being replaced with fat loss. There's nothing like it. You look tremendously more youthful. There are, however, limitations of a fat transfer, and you may have heard in my other videos that I don't believe fat transfers are great for lips and lines. It's a highly mobile area. Fat doesn't work as well for this. Fat is very soft as a contouring agent. So there's going to be components of it that are not going to be as effective. And what are those areas? For me, it's going to be the top tiers, that is the duvet and the sheets. So what does this mean? Well, they're going to be little nooks and crannies, little divots, little areas where the fat is just not going to be good enough. Like at a year, people come back and go, you know, I love your result. I just look tremendously amazing, but there's still a little hollow right here in my tear trough. And my God, if you could just have put a drop more, I still see a little crevice over here. And you know, my chin looks great, but I mean, it just could have a little bit more here. And if you look at a composite of anyone a year out from a great fat transfer, one that I've done, that I'm now looking at a patient without touch-ups, just looking at a year where the fat has gotten better and blended up because of better blood supply. If that doesn't make sense, I've got a lot of videos to that effect, how fat gets better over a year. When you get to that level and you say, well, here's the fat looking great, but are there little areas that can be touched up? Those areas I either use Artefill, which is a permanent filler. For someone that's old enough to handle Artefill, I usually like to do that in someone in their mid-30s and beyond if they just need a drop, or Restylane or Perlane that tends to have a great longevity. But the reason I don't like to use fat as a touch-up when people need just a little bit left is several reasons. First of all, fat is too soft to fill in these little defects at the what I call the duvet level or comforter level, and also because you can overfill someone. And my goal is not to overfill someone, but just to fill them to the point where they look natural and good with fat, and then to fill in little tiny sculpted areas where I can precisely target it with fillers. And that's something that's really, really effective. Now, fortunately, on my before and afters on my website for fat transfer, 99.9% of them are just a single session of fat grafting with no other fillers and no touch-up. But there are a few that I've just added a little bit of filler around the lips or the folds, where just to help enhance that area where fat is not going to be effective. But the main thing to understand is that when we get to a margin of like 80 to 85% fill with fat, that 15% margin where there's a little bit here or a little bit here or a little bit there, boy, I wish it were just a little bit better. Very difficult with fat grafting to have that level of precision. So fat grafting is an amazing contour for the face, as a baseline, a mattress that just nothing looks like it. And then fillers, very targeted fillers, whether temporary or permanent, are very effective for micromanaging little areas that could just look a little bit better. That's the duvet, or the sort of the creases or of the face that are larger. Then we get to the really micro level, which is going to be fine lines, wrinkles, texture, tone, color. That's the sheets. And how do I manage that? Well, there's two ways. One is Botox. Botox tremendously helps texture and tone out with a consistent 1 to 2 years of really high quality Botox. Wrinkles significantly reduced. There's still going to be discoloration. There's still some texture, those little areas. And the best way to change that is going to be better diet, exercise, hydration, staying away from the sun, Botox, and good skincare products and facials and other things. And so if you think of your face like a bed, it's the easiest summary for me to describe how I look at a face, so you have realistic expectations of what I'm doing for each level. So again, mattress, the fat transfer is very good. I can use fillers to simulate a fat transfer, but if you're over 38, 39, there's almost nothing that looks as good as fat does as a fat transfer. Fillers for sort of micro little areas like folds, like lips, like little creases, like a little area, you know, a little dot here or there that I can fill. And finally, Botox and skincare products and obviously good diet and exercise to manage the final element, which is just skin surface and outer texture, tone, and wrinkles. Hopefully that analogy of your face like a bed is helpful for you to understand how I can approach the face and how I do approach the face every day.